Hello, dear Sandra, and welcome to another episode of Coffee and Coaches. And we have been gone for a couple of weeks, so welcome back if you're joining us. And today we are going to be talking about the website, the general rundown of in-service for next week, and just to kind of walk you through some things. And if you have any questions, make sure you go ahead and ask. And we are almost there, everyone. We are almost there. The home stretch. We can see it. You're doing it. You're rocking it. We got this. Okay, so Corey, would you like to do the honors of walking us through this amazing website that you've been working so hard
on? Sure. All right. So we have the coach's website right here, which is where we have been building out all of our in-services. And an email is going to go out, I believe, at the end of this week that if you can't remember the website, first of all, we'll link it down below in the video once this posts to YouTube. But the links will also be in the letter that will be sent out. So we're here on our homepage. There's two different ways to get to the in-service information. We have buttons down here, and you can just click where it says in-service information, or up at the top, we have our menus, and we've got in-service, and there's June right there. So any which way you want to get to it, whatever works easier. The March and October stuff is still there, but we took it out of the menu up here just to make things easier to find at the end of the year for you. And so we're just going to click on June here, and we have 3 days of in-service, but it's not as bad as it sounds. So the mornings are PD that has been designed for you. So Wednesday morning, you have some affinity group time, I think a little under an hour, and then some school-based time. And then you have Wednesday afternoon to do work that you need to do. And then both Thursday and Friday morning, we have lots of options for you in the morning for PD, synchronous, asynchronous, all sorts of stuff. And then again, the afternoons are on your own to get work done that you need to do.
Corey, can we do just a clarification on that? So Lisa did send out an email a while ago back. I can't remember when. If it wasn't 2 minutes ago, I don't remember. So you probably don't either. And it did clarify in there that Thursday morning and Friday morning are SU time. So if there is something other than what is scheduled that you want to do, you need to put that into writing to Lisa as a request, and then she'll let you know if that's okay or not. Otherwise, that's what all 3 afternoons could be time for things that aren't on the agenda. Just wanted to clarify that.
Good clarification. We did include some FAQs down here for you, just things that people might have questions about. Am I allowed to work remotely? And if you just click on it, it's going to pop up your answer. So, you're allowed to work remotely. Wednesday morning, you have to be in your school building because that is school-based time. And then I believe Wednesday afternoon and the remaining 2 days, you have the option of where you want to work. One of the questions or one of the things that we want to make sure that you understand is because we're asking for affinity group, and we know there are a lot of changes happening next year, people moving positions, people moving grade levels, things like that. Which affinity group do you go to? So we've answered that question, that we ask you to attend the affinity group that you belong to this year, just so that you can end the year well with your team and so that you can leave behind valuable information that will help the people coming into your role next year. I know you will appreciate that as you move into new roles, that someone left their insight behind for you. The question that we always get, what happens if my position does not fit? And actually, we don't even really have categories. This year, we do have some specific PD for special educators, paraeducators, and preschool teachers and paras. But, what if you feel the PD that we're offering doesn't necessarily fit? Sometimes the nurses and the counselors have their own PD that they're doing. So this just answers that question, just what if I don't really fit into those typical categories? We have a lot of live sessions that we're offering this year, or this in-service, which is really, really great. But it presents the challenge if you can't be in more than one place at a time. So we are going to be recording most of the sessions. Some sessions, like we have a couple of Q&A sessions, they just don't really lend themselves to a recording that someone would go back and watch, just because there's a lot of dead air time. So what we'll do is the coaches will gather the key takeaways from things like that, and we'll gather everything into a document so that there are resources that are from those sessions. It just may not be recorded. And then this is a biggie. There are some people that have been notified that they have to take a course like CPR, that there is a cost associated with it. And so we want to make sure that we address that. So there is a CPR course that some people are required to take, and then a pre-K orientation course. And they both have costs associated. So what's going to happen with that is that you would have to pay out of pocket for that, and then you can be reimbursed. And we've put the steps below for how you need to be reimbursed. You have to fill out a reimbursement form, you have to have a receipt from registering, and you also need to have the certificate that you've completed the course. And you would submit those to your building front office by, at the latest, July 7th, if you want to be reimbursed for that. But please reach out if you have any questions about that whatsoever. So let's go in and look at the days. So June 16th, we have our agenda right here. Just one thing to note with our agenda is that the website that I use to build these, ThingLink, I've reached my maximum number of views for the year. So it still works. You just have to follow an external link. So if you just click the link right here, it will bring you to the agenda for the day. And my view looks slightly different just because I'm the owner here. But if you scroll down, you can make this fit all on one page. There's a little button down here next to the name. Just click that. It's going to put it all on one page for you. Anything that has a colored dot that's flashing at you, there we go, they're flashing right there. If you click on that, it's going to give you more information and necessary links. So this one will bring you to the reflection page. So usually we have our Google slide here just with things to get you started for the day. And one thing that's different is instead of a playlist this time around, we thought we'd do something different to get us ready for summer. And we want you to give us your recommended reading for the summer. It could be reading for pleasure, reading for PD, whatever you want, but what do you recommend? And we'll build a nice little resource to share out at the end of in-service with this information. Let's see, what else do we have? Affinity groups. We have a specific topic for you. We have an agenda built out for you, questions, things like that. So make sure that you take a look. We recommend taking a look at that agenda ahead of time. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to the coaches and we can help out. And then the rest of the morning is going to be for your school-based meetings, and your building administrators will reach out to you, letting you know what that time is going to look like. And then the rest of that day, you have lunch and you have independent work time. Let's take a look at the next day. So June 17th, same thing. The agenda is going to pop up here and you just have to follow the external link. Be patient with the site. It takes a minute to load. So here we have Thursday's agenda. I'm going to make this fit on one page for you. And we have so many options. Please note that this is subject to change. It's almost finalized. So just note if it looks slightly different on the day of in-service, we may have had to make some tweaks. Just we've had a few conflicts with timing of things and things like that. But each session is 45 minutes, and you have either 2 or 3 live options that you can attend, or the green ones are asynchronous options. So you have the self-paced modules that we've been using all year long. Special educators and paraeducators, we built out a site for you with highlighted PD. And this looks like and we've linked it in. So if you just click on your job title here, it's going to take you to specifically what you need. It's all on the same page, but just different resources that we wanted to highlight that might be helpful to you. I don't think these are required. They're just recommended. Paraeducators, same thing. We have different options down here for you that are recommended. The only one that might be required is CPR if you have been spoken to about that. And then pre-K. So the pre-K link, it's important to know that if you work with preschools in any way, shape, or form, so preschool teachers, paraeducators, specialist teachers, I'm assuming service providers, this link is for you. And it will bring up lots of different options. Again, we've got that CPR training that some people are required to take. Paraeducators, you are required to have an additional 8 hours of PD. Am I correct, Jenny? And so we have linked in some recommended PD, a lot of free options on here for you to check out. And then just other things that if you haven't done, you need to look into doing to make sure that you have everything needed for next year for our programs to have the correct certifications. Jenny, you know more about that, so maybe you want to talk about that.
I do. So if you work with preschool, you should know that there are requirements by the state, and preschool programs can be written up for not being in compliance with those rules. So if you work with preschoolers, you have to have CPR training. And I just wanted to talk about that for a second, because there is a special reduced cost right now for the online version. So even if yours doesn't run out until later next year, if it's going to expire within a year, go ahead and take that one right now, because it is the reduced cost and you can do it online. If you've got time, go ahead and do that. And I think you mentioned, Corey, like that includes PE teachers, music teachers, art teachers, anybody who works with those pre-K students. It is required that you have that CPR training. And I think that's pretty much it. And Nancy did mention too, like if you think that you might be working with preschool next year, so if you're a paraeducator and you might be moving to the preschool next year, to go ahead and do it too now, just to cover your bases, because you never know. So be prepared.
Easier to do it now when you have time than later, right?
Yes, and cheaper.
I should point out this ASQ for pre-K teachers and related service providers. This is specifically for the preschool teachers and service providers for preschoolers. It is a live session that Katie Loomis is going to be running. And it is on the agenda as well. But I just want you to know that if you click on this, I have it written down. It's June 17th, the first session, first thing in the morning. But that if you click on that link on Friday morning, there's not going to be anything there. All right, let's see. So those are the 3 more asynchronous options. And then we have all kinds of things over here. I'm not going to go through all of them. If you click on them, they have descriptions for them. But we've got the equity team has really come through for us, and they're actually offering 3 different sessions for us, 2 on Thursday and then 1 on Friday, which is great, all different topics. We've got Neil, Vinny, and Bill who are going to be joining us for like getting your Google account and your computer ready for the summer, just organizing things, tips and tricks, things like that. We have a jump rope question and answer session. So if you are from one of the schools that was working with the coaches this year on jump rope, work on jump rope, hop in, ask us questions. It's pretty open. And then the one I do want to highlight is this one, the assistive tech make and take. That's going to be offered by Patty Thomas. This is Really, really cool. So if you sign up for this one, you have to pre-register ahead of time because materials need to be delivered to you before you leave on Wednesday, because it is a true make and take. And we have enough materials for 40 people. So we need you to register ahead of time if you are at all interested in this session. We will record this so that we can revisit it later, get more materials, things like that. But it's really cool. She's shown me what there, I think it's like a book stand, or it could be used as an iPad stand. And for those of you that have done the UDL course, this fits right into the work that we've been doing this year.
Corey, I think it was in the newsletter that you shared out. There is a link that shows you, like, one of the examples is an iPad stand or a book stand. So if people want to check out the coach's newsletter, you can sort of see what that looked like.
Yeah, so
looked really cool.
It does. So we can link that again down in the video once it posts to YouTube, and we will send out the form again. There's plenty of spots left. So get on that if you're interested. Let's see. Let's take a look at, just very quickly look at Friday's agenda. Friday's agenda looks really similar, same format. You have your live synchronous sessions, and then you've got the options over on the right for the asynchronous sessions. And we can just highlight a couple of the sessions that we've got running. There we go. All right. I think pointing out that the first session on Friday morning is a UDL wrap-up. So for those of you that were part of the UDL training, we are asking that you attend this one. There will be a lot of choice for you. Actually, we can go look at that one. Fortunately, ThingLink only allows me to put in like one link, and I put the Meet links in there, so you kind of have to copy and paste certain things. But so for the UDL, we'll all get together. We'll start off just kind of with a brief overview of what we're asking you to do, and then you have options. You can work on your lesson planning if you haven't finished your lesson, or if you want to continue and work on more for next year. We're going to give you the opportunity to share out your lesson and get feedback from colleagues. If you just want to have an open discussion with colleagues about UDL. And if you click on all of these, they'll open a document for you just outlining what's expected. If there's a Google Meet, like so for the UDL open conversation, there's going to be a link for a Meet. We've got the Meet link right there. You have optional guiding questions to guide your group, or have an open conversation. It's really what works best for your group and what your group needs. You can, if you missed a session, I know I missed the last one because my son had a baseball game, use this time to catch up on sessions. Dive deeper into the websites, that Wakelet that they shared, and then your colleagues shared a ton of resources, so check those out as well. So a lot of choice within the UDL model. Let's see. We've got, again, the equity. I want to point out that this one is actually going to be, there's two parts to this one, Talking Race in America, a conversation among colleagues. They wanted a little bit more than 45 minutes. These are deep conversations. So that one is going to be a two-part session. They'll give you a little bit of a break in between, but we ask that you attend both of those sessions. We're going to have Johanna talk about escape rooms, and you're going to practice making one, a Google question and answer session, creating in Canva, again, another make and take where we're going to walk you through, and actually it's not us, but Raylene is going to walk you through steps, and you're going to walk away with your own like header or footer for your email signature. So a lot of these things you can walk away with things, and like maybe things that are really fun but you don't have time to do throughout the year. And then we heard you. We really, really heard you. We have built-in breaks for you. So all of our sessions are going to be 45 minutes, and then you're going to get a break. We really encourage you to step away from the computers, get outside, go for a short walk, take 5 minutes to just, pull up a meditation app and do a 5-minute mindfulness exercise. But we built in those breaks for you. I'm trying to think if there is anything else. Oh, I should highlight this as well. I don't know where yet, but this was just sent to us as another opportunity for some of that equity work. This is an asynchronous option from, I believe it's the Mill River School District. Yes. And that they're opening up to people outside of their SU. And it is running from somewhere I saw it, but it's like you have to register by June 14th. So if this is something you're interested in, we will make sure that it gets out to you beyond just this session. But then I want to say the class is open from June 16th through, I can't remember if it's August or September. We will make sure that you have the correct dates when we send this out, but you can use in-service time to work on some of this as well if you want to register. And I think we should go over our module page, shouldn't we? Yeah. We have reorganized the modules. There was a lot in there. I think we have like well over 100 modules. And the coaches were even having trouble finding where things were or trying to figure out what topic something fit under. And so we reevaluated and we've got some new topics for you. And we're trying to give you some more content specific. We are looking for things for science and social studies and all of our unified arts. So if you have an idea for a module, you can click request a module up here and it will bring you to a form where you can fill out information for us to let us know what you're looking for. So take a look through all of this stuff. And we have not gotten rid of anything, but we have like archived things for you. So if you click on the archived modules page, these are all of the modules that were really, really helpful to us this year, that they may still be relevant going forward, but we're finding them to just be maybe slightly less relevant. Like for a great example of this would be our breakout rooms for collaboration in Google Meet. It's still there if it's something that you really want to look at, but you may not be using it quite as much. We are not in a hybrid model next year. So you might not need best practices for hybrid teaching, but if you're looking to flip your classroom, maybe there's useful information. So we've kept this stuff up for you because there might be useful information for you. It's just slightly less relevant due to what school is going to look like next year. So I think that's it for me.
That's awesome. Yeah, I just want to reiterate what Corey said and make a couple of points about it, that we really do listen to you. We hear you. So make sure when you get the surveys about how things went or what you want to do, that you do put your ideas out there, because we do take that data and look at it. And that's why we change things. That's why we add things. That's why there's more equity groups, because we heard you on that. And I got my second thought. Regarding so the web page where all the modules are, where they're laid out. If you can't find one, there is that little search bar at the top that you try to utilize. And if there's something that you aren't sure what category it's in, you can reach out to us too, and we'll try to help you. And we'd love feedback on that, if that works for you, if you like it better, or other ideas you have. So just let us know. We'll do what we can. Any other thoughts or questions? I see nothing.
No. So I do have to say, since we've got a couple minutes left and we don't have any questions yet, but this is our last coffee with coaches this year. It's our last coffee with coaches with this team.
It is our last coffee with coaches with this team.
But we have a really exciting team next year too.
We do. Can we talk about it a little bit?
I don't know. I think we should save it. I think we should do like a coffee with coaches meet and greet at the start of next year, or maybe over the summer.
Oh, That's a good idea.
But we're really excited that Al is moving into his new position.
Yes. Al, do you want to say something about that?
Well, there's a lot that remains to be seen as to what I actually do. The discussions are ongoing right now. But I have taken a job as the district data manager. So starting July 1st, that's what I'll be doing. We'll be working on all things data, I guess. And more announcements on that will be forthcoming.
Yay. We are so excited.
We are, because
We get to still see you.
I was going to say he's not like team innovation, but he's like extended family at this point. We get to keep him still.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, I'm not disappearing, just doing something a little different.
Yeah. We won't let you leave us completely.
No, I know.
But Corey and I are really excited and looking forward to our new team innovation next year. So we're excited to share that with everybody when the time comes. And Lisa did say, thank you. Everything looks organized and can't wait to work with everyone in the sessions. And congratulations, Al.
Thank you. No, it's exciting stuff.
It is. It really is. It's great. All right. Well, we will see you next week in live sessions. You'll see some of us in different sessions. And we will not see you for another Coffee with Coaches until next year with our new team. So until then, enjoy, stay hydrated, stay cool. And we are almost there, and you're all rocking it. See you soon.